Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great one for you today. We got a Divi shop here. It's just a WooCommerce site built with a Divi theme. If I roll down this page, we've got a section down below that's parallaxed or fixed background in this case. When we roll up, our little products are going to scroll in like that. Background's going to stay fixed like that, or you can have it true parallax if you want. I'll show you how to do that. Get to the bottom of the section, it's going to roll up. We've used dividers top and bottom to give it a bit of shape there. Really easy to do, no coding involved in this at all today. So let's get started. I'm going to enable my visual builder. Once enabled, let's roll down and we'll get rid of this section. We'll start from scratch. Okay, basically I've got a section at the top here just with my title in it with a little gradient background. And another little section with some accessory products in there. We're just a little white background. We're going to add that parallax section between the two. So first thing I want to do is add a section. Little blue button to add a section. I'm going to make mine a regular section. Inside, I'm going to use a single column. Now for anybody that's not sure, we've got WooCommerce installed. If I go down to my dashboard, we've got the WooCommerce plugin installed. And I've got several products uploaded. If you're not sure how to do that, have a look at our Divi e-commerce store build. It's actually for this site. It'll tell you how to set up your WooCommerce store really easy. As you can see, I've got plenty of products. I've got various different product categories for my products here. Once you install WooCommerce, Divi gives you about a dozen or so extra modules to play with. If I hit my little dart button to add a module here, you'll see that because we've got WooCommerce installed, forget the blue ones there, they're from a different plugin. We've now got a Woo Modules little module right here. Like I say, once you install WooCommerce, this will appear. It won't appear unless you've got it installed. If we click on it, it gives us a dozen or so little modules we can use specifically for WooCommerce, which is brilliant. I'm just going to use products today. And for my products, let's use a little category, perhaps, product category. It'll give us all our categories here. I'm just going to select all categories. And it's set to display 12 items there. That's going to work for me. We've got our little products all lined up nicely there. Fantastic. Great. Well, I'm going to leave that just like that for the moment. We're going to come back to it. Let's put our little background in. I'm going to go over to my section, the blue tab for the section again. Background's always under content here. Let's add the image, or you've got color, gradient, image we're using today. You can use a video, background pattern or background mask, and you can combine all of these together too. I'm just going to use a simple image for mine today. Third tab, hit the plus. There's the image I used before. I guess I'll use that one again. Now once it puts it in the background there, it's just a regular image, which is fine, of that person on the catwalk there. But I want mine to be parallax. If we roll down a little bit more, got a little switch right there. We can switch it from no to yes. Default's true parallax, which means this background image will move at a slightly different rate than the rest of our site when we roll up and down. Now, I don't know if you can see that. My screen recording software sometimes makes it look a little glitchy, but it is actually a very smooth effect. Now that's true parallax. They're both moving, but they're moving at a different rate. I'm going to use what they call CSS Parallax here, which is also known as fixed background. So I'm going to switch that to CSS. Now that image in the background is going to stay static. It's going to stay exactly where it is, which is pretty dramatic for me. Great. Well, that's doing what we want it to do. Now let's just make it a little bit more interesting by adding some curved sections top and bottom, just to give this a bit of shape. And then we'll do the little scroll fade effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more padding top and bottom, so we've got a bit more room to play with this on the top and the bottom. Bottom's not too bad there. To do that, we're still in our section. I'm going to go to design, spacing, and padding. Maybe give mine 150 pixels on the top. Just put in the 150. It'll put it in pixels for you. It's giving it some more space there for us. I'm going to do the same on the bottom by hitting the chain there. Great. Well, let's add our little dividers here. So we can close up our spacing. If we roll up a bit, we've got a little tab there called dividers, and you'll only find this on sections. You won't find it on rows and modules. So for the top, I'm going to select the top tab. I'm going to click on where it says none here. Let's perhaps use that little curvy one I used before. And what it does, I don't know if you noticed that, it inherits the color from the section above, which is great because that's just the color I want. And it's going to stay there when we roll up. Fantastic. Well, let's do the same for the bottom. And you'll notice I'll use a similar curvy one, or the opposite number if you like, by clicking on the bottom tab. There it is right there. And again, it's adopted our color, or inherited the color from the section below. Perfect. So we've got a little curvy section in between there. Perfect. And of course, if you wanted to change the colors, you can do so underneath here. Great. Well, let's move on. Let's create our little scroll effect to have this fade in once they've scrolled down a little bit. And you can have it dramatic or you can have it subtle. I'm going for a bit of both here. So let's go back into the module. If we go over to our advanced settings here, right down at the bottom, we've got scroll effects. And there's various different ones to choose from. I'm going to use fade for mine today, and we've got plenty of scroll effects out there. Have a look at our scroll effects playlist. I'm going to hit the little switch, turn it from no to yes to enable it. And we've got almost a little timeline here. We've got viewport bottom of the screen, obviously. Viewport top, yep, you guessed it, top of the screen. And we can decide how it fades in and out. Well, when the section's right at the top here, I don't want to see anything. So that's okay, 0. Viewport bottom, 0. When they scroll up, I want them, that's okay. But by the time it gets to right there, I want to see them fully. So let's try bringing this down. Because we want it to be 100% visible when it gets to 50% up the screen, which would be about here. But it's fading in from nothing at the bottom there. So we've got clear, and then it's starting to fade in. But it's not quite fading in quick enough for me. So I'm going to drag this whole bar down. I think I used about 20% last time, or just over 20%. 22 will do. As you can see, that's really sharp now. It's going to fade in right there. Perfect. But it's fading in still. I don't really want it fading in right there. I want to see more of our picture. I want it to be a bit quicker when it fades in. So we can drag the bottom viewport up to maybe 10% of the screen. That way. That's perfect. It's just exactly where I want it there. Top, it's there. Roll down, nothing. Fade in right when they get in full visibility. We've got them there. We can roll on down. Perfect. And if we roll back the other way, they should fade back out. Perfect. That's a really little nice eye-catching thing to have on your site, and it'll work perfectly on tablet and mobile too. So let's save our changes here. Make sure all this is going to work on the front end. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. And we'll scroll down the site. Here we've got our little title at the top there. We've got our clean image in the bottom there. As we scroll up, our products are going to fade in there. They're going to stay there until it rolls down to the end of our products. Background image is staying exactly where we put it. Then our next section is coming in below with our little curved divider right there. Really nice little effect. Very eye-catching. Really easy to do, as you can see. No coding involved whatsoever. Divi's made it very easy for us to do this without any coding. So there you go, guys. There's how to create a parallax section or a fixed background section with a fade-in scroll effect for your WooCommerce products. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.